Unfortunately, here's where I think they didn't do a very good job, and that was with Kelsey Mitchell, who's an unrestricted free agent, because Kelsey Mitchell had a hell of a season this season, and I don't think she got the credit that she deserved.
Kelsey Mitchell is not holding back. She's stepping up, standing tall, and setting the record straight about Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever, and the nonsense Sheryl Swoopes tried to throw their way. You can feel the fire in her words, the passion in her voice, and the absolute clarity in her stance. She's not here for the drama, she's here for the truth.
From the moment I met Caitlin and the moment she met me, like I said, when you respect your teammates and respect as competitors, it makes for a better relationship, it makes for a better dynamic, and I think that me and C-Square established that 2 years ago now. So I think everything with us is gonna always be kosher and really put together because we've already established who we were as people and as players and how we can help make each other better. So it feels good to me already.
It all starts when Swoopes jumps on her podcast and claims that veterans don't want to play in Indiana, that Mitchell herself is unhappy, and that Caitlin Clark isn't as dominant as people think. Boom, that's a big claim. But here's the thing, Kelsey Mitchell isn't about to let someone rewrite her story. She doesn't just clap back. She brings the receipts, the vibes, and the energy that screams this team is not falling apart. It's doing the opposite. It's rising.
I think the best part right now is everyone wants to be here. You know, it's really downplayed. It sounds cliche, but it's nothing like being where you want it and everybody feels value in order to go have a good training camp, have a good preseason, so you can have a good first game when the season starts. But I think right now, it's just that good feeling of everybody feel like, hey, I want to be here and I want to compete. So I think that's the first step.
In her first interview since training camp kicked off, Mitchell talks like someone who is fired up and genuinely excited about what's brewing in Indiana. And you can't fake that kind of joy. She compares the new team atmosphere to taking clothes out of the dryer. That kind of warm, clean, fresh feeling. She smiles widely, talks fast, and you can tell this isn't some robotic PR response. It's raw, it's real, and it's full of pride. Let's be honest, if someone was miserable, if they really wanted to leave, they wouldn't talk like this. They wouldn't be leaning forward, smiling, praising the coach and the culture like it's a brand new home makeover show. Kelsey's eyes light up when she talks about being wanted, about how everybody feels valued now, and how that vibe is making training camp actually enjoyable. Everybody wants to be here, she says, and she means it.
I remember this time last year, it didn't feel good. So we had to get that in order first in order for people to start playing well. It's like a domino effect. But I think once your culture is kind of established, how you guys see it now, I think it makes everything else way easier. I don't know if that makes sense.
That alone obliterates Swoopes' narrative. You don't get this kind of energy from a team that's supposedly falling apart. Mitchell makes it clear, this is a new period for the Fever. New coaching, new vets, new vibe. Stephanie White, the head coach, gets glowing praise from Mitchell. And this isn't just coach speak. This is Mitchell talking about how White made her feel safe, welcomed, and motivated, even while Mitchell was overseas in China.
What's it been like adjusting to Stephanie White and I guess that culture you're talking about?
Oh man, I have nothing but great things to say about Stephanie. From the time I was in China playing and her trying to get me back here, and the leadership that she took to, make sure I felt welcome and felt safe coming back and playing under her. She's done an unbelievable job with all of us one by one and making sure we all feel different, but in a good way.
Mitchell's commitment to the Fever isn't just about the present, it's about the future. She envisions a team that's not only competitive, but also cohesive, where each player understands their role and contributes to a collective goal. This forward-thinking mindset is evident in her interactions during training sessions, where she often takes younger players aside to offer guidance, emphasizing the importance of adaptability and resilience in the league. Meanwhile, White's freedom within structure mantra isn't some buzzword, it's a mindset. Players know the system, they know the sets, but within those boundaries, they're encouraged to ball. If Clark sees a lane, she takes it. If Boston wants to push the break herself, go for it. That kind of creativity is rare in pro systems, and it gives this team a pulse. Fast, fluid, and fun. It's why fans are locking in, because every possession feels like something could pop off. Steph isn't just some clipboard coach barking orders. She's on the court, she's in the film room, she's the first to crack a joke and the last class to let a sloppy drill slide. Her energy isn't desperate, it's focused, and you can tell the players to feed off that. They'll screw up a play, look at her, and she's already there with a calm, run it again, you got this. No panic, no yelling, just high expectations wrapped in deep trust. And that combo, that's why this team is buying in. You don't get that kind of relationship with your coach if you're secretly planning your escape.
The first emphasis is defense, really, and making sure that we understand the expectation on that end of the floor, and how we want to play, the physicality with which we want to play, the mindset, how we want to be on the defensive end of the floor. And then I think offensively, it's just, being creative, learning how to make plays. It's understanding that you can be in any position on the floor, that we want to be truly positionless. And then how do we put one another in positions to be successful? What actions benefit your teammates the best? And then learning how to play, making mistakes and self-correcting when we are making those mistakes in live action.
Mitchell was also hyped about the new veteran leadership coming into the squad. And again, that directly shuts down Swoopes' wild talk about no one wanting to play in Indiana.
People in the Fever were like, y'all.
That's not my point. There's a lot of other shit going on that players are like, this ain't where I want to be.
Over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some new shit going
it's
on around there.
It's a lot. So you have players that are very significant on this Indiana Fever team that are like, I don't
want to be here.
This is where I want to be.
Yeah.
She's talking about Natasha Howard, about Dana Bonner, about the experience these women bring to the table. She's animated, expressive, gesturing with her hands, excited about the possibilities. You can hear in her voice that she knows this kind of leadership is gold. It teaches the younger players how to win, how to grind, and how to stay focused. She's especially pumped about Sid Colson, a player who started on the bench but still made championship level contributions. That kind of player doesn't just land anywhere, she chooses her team. She came to Indiana with a purpose, and Mitchell makes sure we all know that. And then, boom, we get to the heart of it. Her relationship with Caitlin Clark. If you're expecting beef, tension, jealousy, forget it. This isn't a Netflix drama. This is two players with different styles, different strengths, learning how to coexist and elevate each other. Kelsey talks about Clark with respect, genuine respect. She calls out Caitlin's passing, her strength, her intelligence on the court.
I think their strength, for one, is always, from a physical standpoint, her strength and her ability to now make plays that people don't think about. But it's that skip to skip. I mean, a person of her caliber, it seems small, but it's going to make her go from having 25 to having 28 or 10 assists to 12 assists. So, for one, her strength, and then after that, professional, learning, watching film, knowing what you need. And I think that's going to take time for her specifically, but the rest is for her is already in the bag. I think strength is always going to be a main thing for her.
The synergy between Mitchell and Clark extends beyond the court. Off the court, they engage in regular strategy discussions, analyzing game footage together to identify areas for improvement and to understand each other's playing styles better. This collaborative approach fosters a deeper connection, allowing them to anticipate each other's moves during games, leading to more synchronized plays and a stronger offensive presence. And if you're listening closely, Mitchell is teaching here too. She's breaking down how small improvements, like better strength and court vision, can take a player from great to elite. That's not shade, that's mentorship, that's leadership. That's what a real teammate looks like. What's wild is how tight this squad already feels off the court. They're hitting dinner spots together, clowning on each other in the locker room, even hosting watch parties. That chemistry shows up when the game's on the line. You see teammates trusting each other to help defense or spacing the floor perfectly for a last-second shot. That stuff doesn't happen without off-court bonds. They're not just teammates, they're building something deeper. And in a league this competitive, that bond, it's an X factor. Mitchell also reveals how she and Caitlin built a foundation 2 years ago. That's right, this chemistry didn't just pop up out of nowhere. They've been putting in the work, showing mutual respect, and figuring out how to make each other better. This is not a team falling apart. This is a team coming together. After a whirlwind college career, stepping into the W felt like a whole new world for Clark. It's not just the pace, it's the noise, the responsibility, the expectations. You could see it in her early games. The learning curve is real, but instead of shrinking, she's absorbing it all. Every film session, every off-ball cut, every huddle with a vet like Mitchell is another page in her pro playbook. She's not afraid to admit she's still learning, and her vulnerability, that's power. That's what separates the good from the great. And it's wild, because as much as Clark loved being in the spotlight, she also talked about how stepping away after college gave her clarity. Being back with family, watching other sports, just breathing for a minute. Those are the moments that reset your soul. But that fire doesn't go out. After a month, she was itching to get back on the court. And when you return with that hunger, that's when real growth happens. You're not just playing to perform, you're playing to build something. Even before official training camp, players were flying in early, linking up for open runs, workouts, and team building. Who does that if they're unhappy? Who voluntarily spends weeks grinding with teammates if they're planning to bounce? That kind of commitment proves this squad is serious. It's the kind of behind-the-scenes bonding that builds chemistry. Mitchell knows that. She says they're already learning how to play together, how to understand each other's strengths, not because someone told them to, but because they want to. However, player development isn't just a side project in Indy. It's the blueprint. They're tracking every rep, every scrimmage stat, but they're also watching how players respond to coaching. Missed a rotation is fine, but did you fix it next play? That stuff matters. White and her staff are obsessed with not just talent, but growth. You might start the season on the bench, but if you're grinding and locking in, you'll get your minutes. It's a meritocracy, and that accountability makes everyone better. You either rise or you get left behind. The Fever's coaching staff, led by Stephanie White, places a strong emphasis on fostering a culture of accountability and mutual respect. Players are encouraged to voice their perspectives during team meetings, creating an environment where open communication thrives. This inclusive atmosphere not only strengthens team dynamics, but also empowers players to take ownership of their roles, contributing to a more unified and resilient squad. Meanwhile, Clark herself is putting in real work to earn her spot and evolve into the pro everyone expects her to be. When asked about the transition to the WNBA, she doesn't sugarcoat anything. She straight up says physicality is her biggest challenge. These women are stronger, more experienced, and more battle-tested, but Caitlin doesn't whine. She grinds, she thanks her strength and conditioning coach, talks about her off-season work, and embraces the need to grow.
Yeah, I mean, that was like my biggest focus in the off-season, is just trying to get stronger and really working on that. And really thankful for Sarah, our strength and conditioning coach, like put in a lot of time with me, and we were in here consistently. Like, I think that was the biggest thing for myself, is just having that consistency to be able to work on it for 6 months or whatever it was. So I certainly feel a lot stronger, and, you know, I'm a pretty self-aware person. I knew that was going to be a huge part of it. And, you know, it's going to help me offensively. It's going to help me defensively. It's going to help me not get as tired throughout games. So yeah, definitely one of the focus points of my off season is just getting stronger. And, you know, even through these 2 practices, like I can certainly feel it.
Clark's dedication to her craft is evident in her rigorous training regimen. She has embraced a comprehensive strength and conditioning program, focusing on enhancing her physicality to withstand the demands of the WNBA. This commitment has not gone unnoticed by her teammates, who often commend her work ethic and determination to evolve as a player. Her proactive approach serves as a source of inspiration within the team, setting a standard for continuous improvement. Let's pause and appreciate the fact that Kelsey Mitchell didn't have to stay in Indiana. She's an unrestricted free agent. She could have dipped, but she didn't. She chose to return. That speaks louder than anything Swoopes can say behind a mic. Players vote with their feet, and Mitchell voted yes to the Fever. You can feel the buy-in, from rookies to vets, and it's showing up in the little things. Players diving for loose balls, encouraging each other during drills, resetting without being told. That's culture. That's the intention. Nobody's faking the chemistry or forcing the grind. It's organic. And that, more than any outside opinion or offhand podcast jab, is what proves this team is locked in and ready to turn the corner. That's maturity. That's humility. That's the mindset of a future star. What makes this squad dangerous isn't just talent, it's mental toughness. White's pushing these players to be vocal leaders, not just silent contributors. If someone's not rotating right or missing assignments, teammates speak up. But it's not drama, it's growth. This team is learning how to hold each other accountable and build each other up. Undoubtedly, it's a different kind of maturity. It usually takes years to develop. The Fever have been doing it for months. Every tough practice, every hard film session, every long road trip. It's shaping a new kind of leadership. Swoopes, on the other hand, can't even acknowledge her own past without getting twisted. When asked about her 3 MVP seasons and whether they were dominant, she fumbles. won't even admit dominance in her own game. But she's ready to trash Caitlin Clark's before it's even started. That's not criticism, that's ego, that's shade. And it's got nothing to do with basketball. The Fever, on the other hand, is moving with purpose. They're building something that feels fresh and different. Mitchell compares it to that feeling when your laundry is warm, soft, and clean. Yeah, that kind of comfort, that kind of joy. It's a small thing, but the metaphor hits because it's so real. This team was stiff and disconnected last year, but now they're vibing. They're trusting each other. They're playing like they believe. People forget how long it takes to build a winning culture. Look at the Aces before Becky Hammon came in. Look at the Liberty before their current super team era. Those squads took years of stacking pieces, learning lessons the hard way. The Fever are doing it smart, not rushing, not buying into flash. They're investing in the right players, the right leadership, and letting the process unfold. It's not just about winning this season, it's about staying dangerous for years. And you can already tell they're ahead of schedule. Mitchell keeps coming back to one word: respect. Respect between teammates, respect for the coaching staff, and respect for the grind. Nobody expects perfection, but they do expect discipline, hard work, accountability. That's the standard now, and Mitchell's all in. The final mic drop, Mitchell makes it crystal clear. This isn't about proving haters wrong. It's about proving themselves right. She wants to be in Indiana. She believes in this squad, she sees the potential, and she's not afraid to say it out loud. So when Sheryl Swoopes throws shade, makes wild assumptions, and tries to paint this team as broken, Kelsey Mitchell answers back, not with clapbacks, but with truth, with smiles, with energy, with facts. This isn't just defending Caitlin Clark. This is defending the entire team, the culture, the rebuild, and the vision they're all working toward, because real ones don't let fake narratives fly. And Kelsey Mitchell, she's as real as it gets. Let's talk about Indy fans for a sec. They've been waiting for a team like this. The moment Clark was drafted, ticket sales shot up. But it's deeper than hype. They show up loud, they wear the merch, they believe. And the players feel that energy. The city's buzzing again. It's not just about one star, it's about a whole movement. From little girls in the crowd rocking Clark jerseys to longtime season ticket holders repping Tamika Catching's era gear. This fan base knows hoops. And now they've got a reason to go all in again. Fever fans get fired up. This squad is coming. They've got the talent, the heart, the leadership, and most importantly, they've got each other. Indiana is writing its own story, and it's only just getting started. So yeah, the Fever are cooking, and if you still think this team lacks direction, you're not watching close enough. This squad is stacked, hungry, and dialed in like never before. You've got the vets guiding, the rookies rising, and a coach steering the ship with unshakable calm. And we're only in the beginning stages. This isn't a rebuild, it's a relaunch. So go ahead, keep sleeping, but don't be surprised when the Fever starts burning through expectations. If you're riding with us, drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's get loud, let's get bold, let's get fevered up.